Okay guys, welcome to my new video on, my next one I should say, on death metal LP collecting. Apologies if I sneeze everywhere tonight. This darn grass pollen season's just started within the UK, so all starts on tree pollen, now it's gone down to grass and it's really affecting me today. I've had my tablets but it's not doing a lot of good, so tissues at the ready. Okay. Let's go on with the quality metal. First one I want to show you today. These are all quite recent scores. This is quite hard to find. This is Fiend for Blood by Autopsy. This one was released in '91, and it was the stopgap EP between the groundbreaking album Mental Funeral, which probably is one of their best releases. That one, or probably their most famous release. The stopgap releases was between that LP and Acts of the Unspeakable. That's the rear of the sleeve. So it's got the titles on the back. Unusual sort of cover with a new logo, a sort of Fiend for Blood scrawled in on the drip down. It's quite cool, a bit different. This is the vinyl. Has a grey Peaceville logo. That's side B. There you go. And there's size A. What you've got to look for when you buy this is what tends to go missing with this, is it did come originally with a lyric insert sheet which has got the lyrics for all the 6 songs, plus a rather cool picture of the band there. Notice session dudes Steve DiGiorgio, Chris Reifert, Eric Cutler and Danny Corrales. It's a fantastic release. It's not very long, but it's quite a different sound to Mental Funeral. Some of the real great songs. Fiend for Blood's fantastic. Squeal Like a Pig is probably my personal favourite from that one as well. So that's in very good condition, this one. There's not many pops and clicks, there's no skips on that at all. The cover's really good, as is the insert. So that's definitely one to get in your collection. I know that my chum Matt needs this to finish his Autopsy collection. So this is for you, mate. Cheers. Okay, the next one we're going to look at. Now I've got this today, I think this one came. Yeah, first thing this morning. I've not played it yet. This is an absolute bargain. I got this for €1 on eBay, which is about 87 pence, which is about about $1 roughly. This is Abomination. This is the side project of Paul Speckman from Master. This was recorded between January and March 1991. They made a couple of albums. Their first one was self-titled. This is their second album. Really hard to find and an absolute bargain for €1. That's the back cover there. Paul Speckman, vocals and bass. That's a drummer, and then Dean Choyles, who I think's actually passed on now, who plays all of the guitars. If Dean's watching this and he hasn't passed on, I take it all back, mate. This is the insert. It's got some live pictures of the band on there and lyrics on the other side. Now I've never owned this. A lot of you know who've watched my videos that I sold a lot of my collection on. But I didn't actually used to own this one. This is brand new to me. I've not played it yet. But the vinyl is in spot on condition. A little bit of dust on it in places, but that will just need a clean. Nuclear Blast Records, NB050. So really in terms of value for this, because I got it so cheap, I haven't got a clue really how much it's worth. Significantly more than €1 I would have thought. But I'm really pleased to get that, and definitely one to look for in your collection. It doesn't come up very often on eBay. It's got a slight split along the top. Don't know whether you can see that, but for €1 we can live with that. Okay, the next one, another one I got this morning. This is just the best death metal LP cover ever. This is Incubus. This is their second album. This is Beyond the Unknown. Once again on Nuclear Blast Records. It's fantastic. It's very thrashy. The band really is the two Howard brothers. There's Moises Howard, who's the drummer, and Francis M. Howard, who plays the guitars and also sings. And on this, he actually plays the bass. It looks like towards the end of recording they hired a bass player for live work, but he doesn't actually play on the album. So it's a very nice polyline sleeve. The vinyl is faultless. Absolutely faultless. I have played this. I played side 1. Side 1 and side 2 are absolutely faultless. It's got the lyrics on the back as well. Now this set me back about £20, which I didn't think was bad. I never owned this one before either. It's an absolute keeper. It's just got the best album cover ever, and that's the rear. So I'm really pleased to have that. That's something you really need if you're serious about collecting death metal or any sort of metal, because it's one of the best covers. Moving on to, excuse me, to black metal. A couple of black metal albums now for you. When we talk about black metal, one of the bands which you all should know is Bathory. This is their third album under the sign of the Black Mark on Under One Flag. That's the rear, which is the same graphic as their debut album, their self-titled Bathory debut album. This one's a little bit scratched. It's not in the best condition, this one. It's slightly dirty. This is the inner. So there's a picture of Countess Bathory herself, and it's got thank you notes, which are quite funny actually if you read them, and some of the lyrics as well. This one's quite, it doesn't jump, but it's quite scratchy and poppy. It's definitely been well played. But I did get this one fairly cheaply. I think I paid about £11 to £12 for that. So that can go up to about 30 quid, this. So I didn't do too badly. It's a good album. It's very much, this was very much before its time. This one comes from, I think this is 87, 88, something like that. And it's very before its time. Burzum, Mayhem, they took a lot of influence from Quorthon with vocal style, production and ambience. So this is probably their best album. They did slightly change after this record with sort of albums like Hammer Heart, Blood, Fire, Death and so on. They went a little bit more Viking metal, if you think a little bit more sort of folk or orientated, very sort of choral sort of music, but still brutal. But this is real full-on black metal. I mean, just look at the packaging. This screams evil, basically, and it's a great record. So that's that one. This is a new one. This is the 2010 Osmose Productions reissue of Immortals, Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism. This is a great reissue. I'm really proud to own it. The originals go for a lot of money, about 100 quid. That's the back cover. But what I love about the reissues is that they have these fantastic designs inside, which I believe were on the original pressings too. So you've got that spooky witch there, and you've got the lyrics. But what they've done with the vinyl on these is great. Don't know whether it will, there you go. Shows up fantastic there. I've got many of them. I've nearly got the whole set of these reissues. I'm going to show these more as we go on. I've got Pure Holocaust, Blizzard Beasts and a few more, so I shall show those very soon. But look at the vinyl. It doesn't show up so well on side A, but these are just lovely reissues and they play fantastic. As a band, they really need no introduction. They were there from the real start of the Norwegian scene, and they're one of my favourite black metal bands. Fantastic, great reissue, well worth getting hold of. Bear in mind, a lot of people try and sell these for a lot of money on eBay, £30 a go. Don't do it. If you're in the UK, or I think they even ship overseas, go onto a website called emp.co.uk. They're a mail order and you can get these for about £14. Don't get sucked in. A lot of people are buying a lot of them on EMP and putting them on eBay and trying to make a profit. I'm all for a free market, but if you don't have to, you could buy one and get two basically for that price. So go on to EMP if you're after great metal vinyl. They're very good stockists, but these are a bargain on there. I think you can get them on the Earache web store as well. One of my favourite albums ever. I know Matt Bass has shown this. DJ M Bass, who does another metal vinyl channel, he's shown this record. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Notice it's got a price tag. I got this second hand on eBay fairly recently and it says £2.50. Needless to say, I paid significantly more than that, and it made me quite sad when that came through with £2.50 on it. But it's a fantastic record. This is Cancer's second album. This is Death Shall Rise. A slightly odd cover. That's the band on the back, featuring James Murphy of Death fame on lead guitar. And I'm a huge fan of James Murphy's work. And I'm a big fan of BC Rich guitars, and they certainly did play them on this album and the previous one as well. So there you go. It's got the credits there and lyrics there. And it's a fantastic album, this. That's the vinyl. In good condition. It's got one skip on side 2 on Gruesome Tasks, I think. But apart from that, it does play exceptionally well. Recently, these have been coming out of the woodwork. For many years, these were really hard to find. And ever since I've bought this, I think I paid about, as I say, 20 odd pounds for it, maybe slightly more, maybe 25. A lot more are coming out, so if you want to pick this up, I think now's a good time to do it. There's a few on eBay at this minute in time. Search this, but you need this. This is pure old school death metal. It's just fantastic. It's memorable. A lot of the newer bands, they're not memorable. They just blast and it's like wall of noise. These guys have got choruses, they've got song structures. It's just well structured death metal. So I heartily recommend this. Fantastic band from the UK, from Telford, I believe, in Shropshire. And fantastic, and I wish you guys would reform. You need another album like this. Okay, and then last but not least, got this morning as well. This is a new reissue, it's a couple of years old, on Hell's Headbangers, Impetigo. Personally, one of my favourite death metal bands, if not possibly my favourite. This is the Ultimo Mondo Cannibale reissue. What it includes is it's got that album as well as the Faceless EP. Anyone that knows Hell's Headbangers, they're a distro in the USA, and they do plush reissues of old albums, and they release new stuff as well. So this one's got a gatefold with some fantastic shots, pretty gruesome back cover. There's a fantastic booklet which was written by Steve-O, who's the bassist and vocalist, with lots of information on how the songs came to be recorded, so on and so forth. And it's got a fantastic limited edition poster. So, I mean, that is, it's probably one of the best, it's probably the best gore grind album of all time. It's very ahead of its time. It's got humour, but it's the vocals, as I said before in some other videos, Steve-O is one of the best vocalists by a mile for this sort of music. It's the high shrieks, the maniacal gabbling, and it's the real deep bellow, sort of Carcass, Bill Steer vocals. It's just a fantastic record. That's the inner sleeve, that's the Faceless EP. Acknowledgements on the back. I'll show you the other one too. That's the censored cover, which they had to put out. Once again, all the artwork's done by Steve-O, apart from Faceless, which I believe was Chaz Ballon who did that. And it's got the lyrics on the back. So, you know, that one's hard to get hold of. As I say, it was released a couple of years ago, and I got it then originally, but foolishly I lost track of it, and I've just rebought it back again on eBay for about £15. So you can get a bargain on it, and if you get a chance to pick this one up, please do, because it's one of the best albums ever, in my opinion. Rock on. So guys, that's pretty much what I've got for you today. There's a lot more death metal coming in the Torture Chamber next week. There's some exciting items. There's a couple which I'm really excited about. I might do one more film tonight or perhaps tomorrow on a box set from Morbid, which I've just picked up, 3 vinyl box set. So if you want to see that, hit me in the comments below. But thanks for watching again. Don't forget to subscribe if you like these videos. There's plenty more on my channel. Great for watching, and I'll make another video ASAP, and let the metal flow, guys. Cheers.